Today we're going to be talking about the M1889 Bodeo. It's an Italian revolver that was used from the late 1800s all the way up through World War II. And it is single action, double action, and chambered in 10.35 Italian ordnance, which is shown here next to a 9x19. One of the most notable features of this model, the model for enlisted troops, is that there's no trigger guard, and upon closer inspection, the trigger is hinged. The idea was that this would help to cut down on negligent discharges. When in the holster or traveling to or from, the trigger would be folded. Upon cocking the hammer, the trigger drops free. This was especially handy on the enlisted model because only enlisted troops are known for their negligent discharges and poor handling of firearms. Speaking of negligent and accidental discharges, you'll notice that when we cock the hammer, there's an arm that rises just to the left of the hammer. When the trigger is pulled, the hammer will move forward, and the arm will fall into a recess cut out of the hammer, allowing the hammer to go through the frame and strike the round in front of it. When the trigger is released, that arm will drop, forcing the hammer back out of the frame. But if for whatever reason the hammer drops and the trigger is not pulled, the arm will drop back down and block the hammer from making contact with the primer, effectively making it drop safe. Not all Bodeos have this exact feature, but mine does because mine was made pretty late. And now that we have the revolver flipped over, we can see that it is loaded through a loading gate, making for a very slow reload. Unloading is a long, slow, and complicated two-handed affair with our ejector that is not spring-loaded. Although the Bodeo system, seen here, which disengages the trigger from the hammer when the loading gate is opened, serves to keep things interesting. Sights are okay, bit better in person. Double action trigger pull is long and heavy. And everything in single action is rougher with a firm wall. The weird grip angle does not help. There's a lot more to this that's interesting, but honestly, Sin Arsenal did a way better job of explaining this. I did want to share an interesting tidbit of history surrounding this gun, however. Many of the people who worked on this Italian revolver were not born in Italy, because 30 years before this revolver was made, Italy didn't exist. It was just a bunch of different city-states. So once the Kingdom of Italy materialized, they tried to expand very quickly. This led to a war with the Turks, the results of which led to nationalism in the Balkans, which led to the shooting of an archduke and then a big old world war. So stay tuned, we're shooting a meat target with this.